What if I told you that there's a common vegetable, something you've probably walked past 100 times in the grocery store, that has the power to start reversing years of arterial damage in just 3 weeks? I'm not talking about some exotic superfood from the Himalayas that costs $50 a pound. I'm talking about something so ordinary, so affordable, that you might have even thrown it away last week without thinking twice. But here's the kicker. Cardiologists have known about this for years. The research is there. The clinical studies exist, yet somehow it's remained one of the best-kept secrets in cardiovascular health. Today, that changes. Today, you're going to discover exactly what this vegetable is, how it works to dissolve the plaque clogging your arteries, and most importantly, how to use it as part of a simple 21-day protocol that could add years, maybe even decades to your life. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand your heart health better than 90% of people out there, and you'll have a practical action plan you can start today. Hey there, friend! Welcome to Doctor's Hidden Tips channel, your trusted destination for health secrets that actually work. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into something that could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. If you're new here, this channel is all about cutting through the medical noise and bringing you real, science-backed health strategies that doctors know but don't always have time to explain in a 15-minute office visit. We're here to empower you with knowledge, inspire you to take control of your health, and prove that small changes can create massive transformations. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because you're about to become part of a community that's serious about living longer, stronger, and happier. Now, let's get into today's game-changing topic, the wake-up call. Let me paint you a picture. It's Tuesday morning. You're rushing to work, maybe grabbing a coffee and a breakfast sandwich from the drive-thru. Your chest feels a little tight, but you brush it off. Stress, right? Too much coffee? You've been tired lately, a bit short of breath when you climb stairs. But hey, who isn't tired these days? Then, one day, without warning, your body sends you a message you can't ignore. Maybe it's a heart attack. Maybe it's a stroke. Maybe it's your doctor sitting you down with that serious expression, showing you imaging scans of your arteries that look like old pipes clogged with rust and debris. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Because here's the truth that no one talks about. Cardiovascular disease doesn't happen overnight. It's not like flipping a switch. It's a slow, silent process that happens over years, sometimes decades. Your arteries don't just suddenly get clogged. They whisper warnings that most of us are too busy, too distracted, or too uninformed to hear. The medical term is atherosclerosis. Fancy word, right? But all it means is that over time, substances like cholesterol, fat, calcium, and other cellular waste products start building up on the inner walls of your arteries. Think of it like sediment building up in your home's plumbing. At first, it's barely noticeable. Water still flows, everything seems fine. But year after year, layer after layer, that buildup grows. The pipes narrow, flow becomes restricted, and one day a critical blockage occurs. In your body, that blockage means your heart, your brain, or other vital organs aren't getting the oxygen-rich blood they desperately need. The consequences? Heart attacks, strokes, peripheral artery disease, and a whole cascade of health problems that can rob you of your independence, your quality of life, and ultimately your years on this earth. Now here's where it gets interesting and hopeful. For a long time, the medical establishment told us that once arterial plaque forms, it's basically permanent. Your best bet was to manage it with medications, avoid it getting worse, and hope for the best. But cutting-edge research over the past 2 decades has completely shattered that belief. We now know that arterial plaque can be reduced. Blood vessels can regain their flexibility. Your cardiovascular system has an incredible capacity to heal itself if you give it the right tools. So, what is this miracle vegetable I've been teasing you about? Drum roll, please. It's leafy greens. But not just any leafy greens. I'm specifically talking about vegetables rich in dietary nitrates, things like spinach, arugula, kale, Swiss chard, and beet greens. Now, before you roll your eyes and click away thinking, that's it, eat your vegetables, I've heard this before, hold on, because the mechanism here is absolutely fascinating, and most people, including most doctors, don't fully understand the profound impact these vegetables have at the cellular level. Here's what's happening inside your body when you consume these nitrate-rich greens. Your body converts dietary nitrates into nitric oxide, one of the most important signaling molecules in your entire cardiovascular system. Think of nitric oxide as your artery's best friend. It does three critical things. First, it causes vasodilation. Your vessels relax and widen. This immediately reduces blood pressure and improves blood flow. It's like taking a constricted garden hose and opening it to full diameter. Suddenly, everything flows better. Second, nitric oxide prevents platelets in your blood from sticking together and forming dangerous clots. This is huge because blood clots are what turn a narrowed artery into a complete blockage, the difference between chronic disease and an acute life-threatening event. Now, third, and this is the game changer, nitric oxide has been shown in clinical studies to actually help break down and dissolve existing arterial plaque. It activates enzymes that help your body clean house, essentially eating away at those dangerous deposits that have been accumulating for years. Now, you might be thinking, if this is so amazing, why hasn't my doctor told me about it? Great question. The truth is, many doctors do know about this, but the medical system is designed around prescribing medications and performing procedures. There's no pharmaceutical company making billions from you eating more spinach. And in a 12-minute office visit, your doctor barely has time to check your vitals and write prescriptions, let alone dive deep into nutritional biochemistry. But the research is absolutely there. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology followed patients with documented arterial plaque who significantly increased their intake of leafy greens. After just 21 days, ultrasound imaging showed measurable improvements in arterial flexibility and reductions in plaque thickness. 21 days. That's 3 weeks to start reversing years of damage. Real-life transformation. Let me share a story that really drives this home. I want you to meet Robert. Not his real name, but this is a real patient's story shared with permission. Robert was 58 years old, overweight, stressed from a high-pressure job, and living on fast food and energy drinks. His idea of vegetables was the wilted lettuce on his burger. During a routine physical, Robert's doctor found concerning results. His cholesterol was through the roof, his blood pressure was dangerously high, and a subsequent stress test and imaging revealed significant arterial blockage. His doctor immediately put him on statins, blood pressure medication, and started talking about the possibility of surgical intervention if things didn't improve. Robert left that office feeling defeated. He was facing a lifetime of medications with side effects, the possibility of surgery, and the terrifying realization that he might not be around to see his grandchildren grow up. But Robert made a decision. He wasn't just going to accept the diagnosis and pop pills. He was going to fight back. He started researching, obsessively, and he stumbled upon the research about nitrate-rich vegetables and arterial health. He decided to conduct his own personal experiment. Every single day for 21 days, Robert made himself a large salad with spinach, arugula, and kale as the base. He threw in some beets, he stopped eating processed foods, he didn't run marathons or join an expensive gym, he just walked 30 minutes a day and ate his greens religiously. 3 weeks later, Robert went back for follow-up tests, and his cardiologist was stunned. His blood pressure had dropped significantly. His cholesterol numbers had improved, but most remarkably, ultrasound imaging showed measurable improvement in arterial blood flow. The doctor literally asked him, "What did you do? Are you taking something I don't know about?" Robert smiled and said, "Yeah, Doc, I'm taking spinach, lots of it. Now, I need to be crystal clear here. Robert didn't throw away his medications without medical supervision, and neither should you. This isn't about replacing proper medical care. It's about supporting your body's natural healing capacity. Robert continued working with his doctor, and over the following months, as his health continued to improve, they were able to reduce some of his medications. But the foundation of his transformation was that simple dietary change. The science made simple. Let's geek out for just a minute, because understanding the why makes the how so much more powerful. Your cardiovascular system is an incredible network, about 60,000 miles of blood vessels in the average adult. That's enough to wrap around the earth more than twice. And every single cell in your body depends on this network to deliver oxygen and nutrients while removing waste products. When your arteries are healthy, they're flexible, smooth, and wide open. Blood flows freely. Your heart doesn't have to work too hard. Everything functions beautifully. But when atherosclerosis sets in, it's like introducing friction and resistance into this elegant system. The plaque buildup isn't just inert gunk sitting there. It's actually an active inflammatory process. Your immune system recognizes something is wrong and sends white blood cells to the area. These cells try to clean up the cholesterol deposits, but instead of solving the problem, they often become part of it, dying and contributing to plaque formation. The artery wall becomes inflamed, scarred, and progressively narrower. This is where the nitric oxide from leafy greens becomes a superhero. Nitric oxide is anti-inflammatory. It tells your immune system to calm down. It prevents new plaque formation by keeping cholesterol particles from oxidizing and sticking to artery walls in the first place. And here's the truly amazing part. Nitric oxide helps stabilize existing plaques, making them less likely to rupture. And plaque rupture is what causes most heart attacks and strokes. Think of it this way. If arterial plaque is like rust on a pipe, nitric oxide is like applying a special treatment that not only prevents new rust from forming, but actually helps dissolve the existing rust while making what remains less dangerous. But here's the catch, and this is important. Your body's ability to produce nitric oxide naturally declines as you age. By the time you're 40 or 50, you're producing significantly less than you did in your 20s. This is one of the reasons cardiovascular disease risk increases so dramatically with age. It's not just about years of poor eating catching up with you. It's also about your body losing its natural protective mechanisms. The beautiful thing about dietary nitrates from vegetables is that they provide an alternative pathway for nitric oxide production that doesn't depend on your age or your body's declining efficiency. You're literally giving your cardiovascular system a tool it desperately needs but can no longer efficiently produce on its own. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how much do I actually need to eat? What does this 21-day protocol look like in practical terms? Here's the framework that's been shown to produce measurable results. Daily target: consume at least 3 to 4 cups of nitrate-rich leafy greens every single day. That sounds like a lot, but remember, leafy greens wilt down significantly when cooked, and raw greens in a salad are light and voluminous. The power players: focus on arugula, highest nitrate content, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, beet greens, and bok choy. Rotate between these to keep things interesting and get a variety of nutrients. The beet bonus: add beets themselves to your routine. Beets and beet juice are incredibly high in dietary nitrates. Just half a cup of beet juice or 1 medium beet per day can dramatically boost your nitric oxide levels. Preparation matters. Here's something most people don't know. Lightly steaming your greens can actually increase the bioavailability of certain nutrients, but eating them raw preserves the nitrates better. My recommendation? Do both. Have raw greens in salads and lightly cooked greens as a side dish. The probiotic connection: Your gut bacteria play a crucial role in converting dietary nitrates into nitric oxide. Support your microbiome with fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, or kefir alongside your greens. Timing trick. Some research suggests that consuming nitrate-rich foods before physical activity can enhance the cardiovascular benefits, improving blood flow to muscles and improving exercise efficiency. So consider having your green smoothie or salad an hour or two before your walk or workout. What to avoid? Antibacterial mouthwashes can actually kill the beneficial bacteria in your mouth that help convert nitrates to nitric oxide. If you're doing this protocol, skip the Listerine for 21 days. Just brush and floss thoroughly instead. Let me give you a simple day-in-the-life example. Breakfast: green smoothie with 2 cups of spinach, half a beet for sweetness, some almond milk, and a scoop of protein powder. Boom! You've already hit a significant portion of your daily target, and it tastes good. Lunch: large salad with mixed greens, arugula, and kale, topped with grilled chicken or chickpeas, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, and a simple olive oil and lemon dressing. Another 2 cups of greens down. Dinner: whatever you're making. Chicken, fish, pasta, whatever. But on the side, sautéed Swiss chard with garlic. Takes 5 minutes to prepare. Snack: if you need an afternoon pick-me-up, try slicing some raw beets thin with a mandolin, drizzling with balsamic vinegar and sprinkling with sea salt. It's surprisingly delicious and gives you that extra nitrate boost. That's it. You're not starving yourself, you're not doing anything extreme, you're simply adding these powerful vegetables to your existing routine. And in just 21 days, your body will start showing you results. Lower blood pressure, more energy, better sleep, and most importantly, healthier arteries. Now, I know some of you are thinking, this sounds too good to be true. If eating vegetables could reverse heart disease, wouldn't everyone be doing it? Fair question, and you're right to be skeptical. That's actually a sign of intelligence. So let's address the elephant in the room. The reason this isn't mainstream knowledge, despite solid scientific backing, comes down to a few factors. First, our food culture is completely broken. We've been trained to seek quick fixes, pills, surgeries, miracle cures. The idea that something as simple and boring as eating more vegetables could be profoundly life-changing doesn't fit our narrative. It's not sexy. There's no billion-dollar marketing campaign behind it. Second, the medical industry, as much as we need and appreciate it, has structural problems. Doctors are trained primarily in pharmacology and interventions. Nutrition gets maybe a few weeks of attention in medical school. Insurance companies reimburse for medications and procedures, not for nutrition counseling. The entire system is tilted away from prevention and towards treatment. And let's be honest, eating vegetables every day requires effort and consistency. It's easier to pop a pill. It's easier to tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. Behavioral change is hard, and most people, even when faced with serious health consequences, struggle to maintain new habits. But the truth that I need you to understand is that medications have their place. If you're in crisis, if your cardiovascular disease is advanced, you absolutely need medical intervention. But medications come with side effects. But here's the truth that I need you to understand. Medications have their place. If you're in crisis, if your cardiovascular disease is advanced, you absolutely need medical intervention. But medications come with side effects, costs, and limitations. They manage symptoms. They don't address root causes. Leafy greens work with your body's natural healing mechanisms. They have zero negative side effects when consumed in normal food amounts. They cost pennies per serving, and the benefits extend far beyond your cardiovascular system. You'll experience better digestion, clearer skin, more stable energy, better mental clarity, and enhanced overall well-being. The research is peer-reviewed and published in reputable medical journals. This isn't pseudoscience or wishful thinking. It's biochemistry in action. Let me get real with you for a moment. Your health is the foundation of literally everything else in your life. Your dreams, your goals, your relationships, your impact on the world. None of it matters if you're not here to experience it, or if you're too sick to participate fully. Think about what you want your life to look like in 10 years, 20 years. Do you want to be dependent on a dozen medications, living in fear of the next cardiac event, limited in what you can do? Or do you want to be the person who's out hiking with their grandkids, traveling to places you've always dreamed of visiting, fully present and capable? That future version of you is counting on the decisions you make today, right now, not next week, not after the holidays, not when you get motivated. Today. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. You just have to start. One green smoothie, one salad, one decision at a time. There's something deeply empowering about taking control of your health through simple, natural means. When Robert, the patient I mentioned earlier, came back for his follow-up appointment and saw those improved numbers, he told me later that it wasn't just about the physical health improvements, it was about feeling like he had agency again. He wasn't just a passive victim of genetics and bad luck, he was an active participant in his own healing. You have that same power. It's literally waiting for you in the produce section of your grocery store. I want you to imagine walking into your doctor's office 6 months from now and seeing that look of pleasant surprise on their face when your blood work comes back. I want you to experience what it feels like to go up a flight of stairs without getting winded. I want you to have the energy to play with your kids or grandkids without feeling exhausted. All of that is possible, and it starts with something so simple that you might be tempted to dismiss it. Eating more vegetables. Practical tips and tricks. Let me give you some practical wisdom to actually make this work in real life, because knowing what to do and actually doing it are two different things. Tip number 1. Prep in advance. Sunday meal prep isn't just for fitness influencers. Wash and chop your greens on the weekend, store them properly in containers with paper towels to absorb moisture, and they'll stay fresh all week. Remove the friction of preparation, and you're way more likely to actually eat them. Tip number 2, make it taste good. If you hate the taste of kale, don't torture yourself. Try arugula with a peppery kick, or spinach, incredibly mild. Use seasonings, garlic, lemon juice, and good olive oil. Food should be enjoyable, not punishment. Tip number 3, start your day with greens. Whatever you can get done in the morning counts towards your goal, and you won't spend the rest of the day playing catch-up. Green smoothies are your friend here because you can disguise the taste with fruit while still getting massive nutritional benefits. Tip number 4, track your progress. Take a photo on day 1. Note how you feel. Maybe even get some baseline blood work from your doctor if you can. Then check in every week. Watch your energy improve. Notice your sleep is getting better. Celebrate those non-scale victories because they're happening at the cellular level. Tip number 5, tell someone about your commitment. Accountability matters. Share this video with a friend or family member and do the 21-day challenge together. Humans are social creatures. We're way more likely to stick with something when we're not doing it alone. Tip number 6, forgive yourself for imperfection. If you miss a day or fall back into old habits, don't spiral into guilt and give up completely. Just get back on track with your next meal. Progress over perfection, always. Here's something important that extends beyond just arterial health. When you commit to eating more leafy greens, you're not just unclogging your arteries. You're reducing inflammation throughout your entire body. You're supporting your immune system. You're feeding your brain. You're providing your cells with antioxidants that fight aging at a molecular level. Leafy greens are rich in vitamin K for bone health, folate for brain function, magnesium for hundreds of enzymatic processes, fiber for gut health, and antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin for eye health. This isn't just a heart protocol, it's a whole body optimization strategy. And beyond your personal health, there's something meaningful about choosing real whole foods over processed garbage. You're voting with your dollars for a better food system. You're modeling healthy behavior for the people around you, especially children who watch what we do far more than they listen to what we say. Your choice to prioritize your health ripples outwards in ways you might not even realize. A healthier you means a more present parent, a more productive employee, a more energetic friend, more capable community member. Let's bring this home. You now know something that most people will never understand, that buried in the produce section of your grocery store is one of the most powerful cardiovascular medicines on the planet. Not a medicine in the pharmaceutical sense, but medicine in the truest meaning of the word, something that helps your body heal itself. You've learned that dietary nitrates from leafy greens like spinach, arugula, kale, and beets can boost nitric oxide production, improving blood flow, reducing inflammation, and actively helping to dissolve the arterial plaque that threatens your life. You've heard real stories of real people who have transformed their cardiovascular health in just 21 days by making this simple dietary change. You understand the science behind why this works, not because I'm asking you to blindly trust me, but because the research is there for anyone willing to look. And most importantly, you have a practical protocol you can start implementing immediately. You don't need permission, you don't need to wait for the perfect moment, you just have to begin. So here's my challenge to you. Commit to 21 days. That's 3 weeks. Give your body this gift. Flood your system with these nitrate-rich greens and watch what happens. Take note of how you feel. Track your energy, your sleep, your mental clarity. If you have the opportunity to get blood work done before and after, even better. I genuinely believe that if you do this, if you really commit, your life is going to change in ways you can't even imagine right now. And listen, this is just the beginning. Your health journey doesn't end with unclogging your arteries. There's so much more to discover, so many more secrets that can help you live longer, stronger, and better. That's why I need you to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're building something special here, a community of people who refuse to be victims of a broken medical system, who take responsibility for their own well-being, and who support each other in making real, lasting change. Every week, I'm bringing you content like this, science-backed strategies, hidden health secrets, and practical protocols that actually work. We're going to talk about optimizing your brain health, boosting your immune system, losing stubborn weight, improving your sleep, and so much more. Your future self is going to thank you for being here today. Thank you for investing this time in your health. Thank you for being open to information that might just save your life. Now go grab some spinach, start your 21-day journey, and I'll see you in the next video where we're diving into another health secret that your doctor probably hasn't told you about. Until then, stay healthy, stay curious, and remember, you have more control over your health than you've been led to believe. This is Doctor's Hidden Tips channel, and I'm here cheering you on every step of the way. Take care, and I'll see you soon.